How's it going, guys, and welcome to my 100 subscriber special. Before we get started, can I just say thanks so much to you guys. You've been awesome in supporting me and my channel, and it's that support and contribution which encourages me to continue to make YouTube videos. Anyway, now we have that out of the way, let's jump straight into the questions. So the first question comes from PowerClaw1 on both YouTube and Twitter, and he says, any suggestions for getting subscribers? Now all I can say is get your video out there, just get as many people to see your video as you possibly can. So what I mean by this is advertise your video on different websites, ask people on Twitter who follow up. For example, what I do is people on Twitter that follow other Nintendo groups, I go to them and I say, look, I make Nintendo news videos, if you enjoy, check out my channel, maybe you can subscribe if you enjoy as well. So all I can say is, you might come under a bit of fire from that, as I have. I've had quite a few people having a go at me saying, oh, you're just asking for subs, etc. But at the end of the day, if you get your content out there and you get people that might want to enjoy it, you're more likely to get subscribers. So I hope that helped. Let's jump into straight into the next question. And the second question comes from MegamanNG on YouTube and Twitter, and he says, my question is this: do you plan on networking with other YouTube channels relating to Nintendo news? Now, yes, I mean, ideally, if there were more channels that did Nintendo news, I'd definitely be up for that, but I haven't seen that many channels that do it on a kind of a weekly or a daily schedule. I mean, I've seen a lot of channels with just random updates here and there, things that entertain them. For example, I've seen videos when the Pikachu 3DS XL was announced for Japan. There was loads of videos just popping up everywhere announcing that news, but I haven't seen them that kind of do it regularly and on the more in-depth news. So if that opportunity came up, I'd definitely like to take that, but as far as I've seen, I haven't seen that many opportunities yet. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. On to the next one. And the third question comes from JGaming101, also on YouTube and Twitter, and he says, what is your favourite Nintendo system? Now that's quite a tricky question. I think the N64 just about pips the Game Boy, because the original Game Boy is where I played Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue, and they were just brilliant games to me. But yeah, the N64 is where I played my very favourite game of all time, which is Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I know that's not a very original answer, but there was just so many great games on that system. You had Banjo-Kazooie, Super Mario 64, Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Snap, Majora's Mask. God, there was just so many classics. As well as the fact that that was kind of the age where all those games were really accessible for me when I was 10 and 11, and those games were just so appealing at that time. But yeah, I hope that answers the question. Let's move on to the next one. This question comes from Nezzy312LP on YouTube, and he says, what is your most favourite game of all time? So like I said in the last question, it definitely for me is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I mean, that game for me, it was also a really long and expansive experience, because when you first complete the first 3 dungeons, I just remember thinking the game was over. I thought I'd finished, and then you travel forward to 7 years in time, and it unlocks the next 5 dungeons, or 5 or 6 or 7 dungeons, and it was just absolutely brilliant. I mean, that game just sticks out for me as my favourite game of all time, without a doubt. The next question comes from the Free Heart Quester, and he asks, what do you think about the new Mario Brothers game? So I assume you're talking about New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS, and I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. I mean, a lot of people that I know that have actually played it have said it's just such an easy game, it's not really worth it. So I'm still stuck, because I like to play all the Mario games, but if it's going to be a really easy and not so fun experience, I mean, I'm not sure. So if you guys watching this have played it and do recommend it, let me know in the comment section below, because yeah, I'd like to get some more feedback on that. So hope that answers your question. So this question comes from Scrimmy8 on Twitter and Trainer Scrimmy on YouTube, and he asks, why did you get into Pokemon? So for that, I just have to say it was the first portable gaming experience I had. I used to spend hours when I was kind of a little kid out of my mum or out of my gran or whatever. I would just spend hours playing that game, just trading up my Pokemon. Because it was portable, it was so accessible, if you know what I mean, because the whole idea of training your Pokemon and spending hours grinding out your Pokemon's levels, when you were young and you had a lot of free time, like when I was 7 or 8, whenever I was playing that game, yeah, I just had a lot of free time and I really enjoyed playing those games. So the next question comes from Not Matt Tetska and 3DS Connect, and I kind of joined their questions together because they were kind of asking the same thing, and the gist of it was, what are your favourite games on non-Nintendo consoles? So I'm going to say, without a doubt, it's probably the FIFA franchise. I mean, I play that on Xbox 360 with all my friends online, and that's basically because I'm a huge football or a soccer fan, and I watch a lot of football, I play a lot of football, so that's just something I enjoy doing. I mean, there's no other real reason. Not really a fan of any of the Xbox 360 exclusives like Halo or the PS3 exclusives like Uncharted. Like I say, apart from Nintendo, that is generally the game I play on the Xbox, and I don't play it on the Wii because as we've seen, the Wii's online service isn't great, and not many of my friends play online on Wii. But on Wii U, it might be an option I'll consider, because obviously the graphics are going to be a lot better, which is something you look for in a kind of a sports simulator. And hopefully the online service is going to be a bit more immersive. So I might be getting some gameplays out if I can get my hand on a HD PVR when the Wii U comes out, on some FIFA gameplays as well, because I really enjoy playing that, and it does take up quite a lot of my time. And the last question comes from the 7th Snivy, and he says, what is your opinion of Digimon? Has it ever really rivaled Pokemon? Now, I'm going to have to give a quite short answer to that. I don't know. I never really watched Digimon. I never played it. I don't know if there was many games made for it. So I can't say it's ever really rivaled Pokemon, because Pokemon just seems to be the dominating series. But yeah, like I say, I can't really answer that question because I'm not a huge Digimon fan. So that brings us to the end of my 100 subscriber special. I apologise if I missed out any questions, because the website I was using, because it's a free website, I could only download a limited amount of answers without paying. So I tried to pick the best ones and tried to leave out the repeat questions. I just done it on a first come first serve basis, so I just chose the first one if there was repeat questions, as there was quite a few. But once again, thank you very much for getting me to past 100 subscribers. That is absolutely awesome. I can't reiterate enough how happy I am with that. And like I say, stay tuned tomorrow for Ninty News Weekly. This is Ninty News Weekly, and I am out.